Hi everyone, and welcome to the short video about week 1 lectures. Every week I will do a very short video that kind of cover what you guys are learning through a video. It's easier for you guys to see like that and to understand. So it's in context like that. Okay, that's fairly important, I think. And because some of the menu also do changes with the latest version, so it does happen all the time actually. Because they have more than one version a year now. Sometimes 2, 3. I know software that have 3 versions a year now actually, and updates all the time. That does change things around. So let's go through a little bit of the essential with Photoshop. Simple stuff. The first thing first, this week, the only thing that is slightly different from the lecture is how you access the bridge. There's no bridge buttons anymore here. If you go right here, you can go browse in bridge. It is important to note, though, that the bridge needs to be installed when you have the cloud, from the cloud menu, or it will just not work. Okay, you guys? Here comes the bridge. Alright? Nothing special about the bridge default. Okay, you have your favorite right here, the folders, so you can access your folders, different folders. Every time you access the folders, you have the filters, you can change stuff. Alright, tells you executable, what's a picture, what's a software, and you can see all the content right here. Okay, and it has a little preview right here. If there is metadata, as you can see right here, it tells you size, information. Nothing special for you guys, different. Okay, now you just open a new file, new. You can open another file, the bridge, open as, so it filters things, and recent. Also very simple. You can also import files, and this is where you can import videos. Alright? Believe it or not, you can import videos, work on them frame by frame, and then export them again, which is fairly useful for video trickery if it's the only software you have. Now, let's make a new file. When you make a new file right here, you get a name. We'll put GIT230, for example, and you have presets. Okay, default Photoshop size, for example, 7 by 5, resolution 300 pixels. For me, that's just too much. Let's go web, for example. I do mainly visual art, so everything that is visual art is always 72 in resolution. Okay, and always RGB mode, which is R red, G green, B blue. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and that's the minimum format web people use now. So okay, now you can have a different backgrounds, white, color, transparent. It doesn't really matter for me because one of my tricks is to delete the background layer. I don't like them. They have less options than the other layers, so I delete them right away. Okay, I'm gonna stay in square pixels. So you have a profile, different color profile you can use depending on your project specifications, and you have different pixel aspect ratio, and we're gonna get to that right now actually, because I'm gonna explain to you like that what's a raster software. Raster software is made of pixels. Pixel can be square or they can be rectangle wide. Okay, so I'm gonna go square. Square pixel is the pixel by default for computer screens, not TV. Only computer screens are square pixels. But I'll do that. I'll click OK, and I have a new canvas that appears right there. Very simple. In the right corner right here, I got my layer system. Okay, in the layer system, I can create some. That's right here. I can create group, and in those group I can put those layers by just grabbing the layer and dropping into the group. Alright, now it's in that group. right here, or taking it out of the group. Now it's not in the group anymore. Actually, it's still on that one. Let me make more layers, that's why. Right here. And then I can drop it right here outside the group. And it's not in the group anymore. You can delete group or layers. Okay, and there's other options that you will look into, all right, that has mask, more complicated things that we will look into further. You have different ways of blending the layers also, and that's very useful when you do compositing, and I will show you that at that time. But for now, let's talk about classic pixel art, pretty much, because we're going to talk about pixels. So if I grab a brush, right here you have all your tools. Alright, those are the tools, that's the menu, and under right here, this is the options pretty much of the tools. So if I click on a brush, see right there's a brush, bing, all the option of the brush appears. Okay, and right now if I look at the bottom right here, my brush will be blue. Okay, so let me make my brush hard and smaller, right here, so we can see it, and I'm gonna draw whatever. Alright, and I'm gonna zoom in now. That's the zooming button, and I'm gonna zoom in. And look what happened. Little square appears. See those little square right here? Those are pixels. Okay? And they are defined by two criteria. They are defined by their, actually three criteria now, but two main criteria. They are defined first by the color RGB, as I talked earlier, red, green, and blue. But they are also defined by their positioning on the screen, X and Y. That's very important. Okay, that's the location. But also, because we have so many formats now, they are also defined by their shape. See, computers are square, but if you go into view pixel aspect ratio, you can change for different pixel aspect ratio. Let me do a little demo. Let me undo what I did, and let me do something kind of round. Oops, that's real big. Well, I'm going to zoom out. Alright, and let me do something kind of round. See, look it is right here in square pixels. If I go and change my pixel aspect ratio to a widescreen, look how it becomes. From round to oval. You guys understand it? Now let's look at it in front, right here. Alright, see how they are rectangular now. If I change again, right there. See, they're square and it's got this original shape. That's what raster graphics are. They're made of pixels. So now you know. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today, for the little video. Shows you a couple trickery. I'll go through a couple of the tools right here. This is the selection tool. You can select stuff. You can move things, sorry, after you select them. This is a selection tool, square, right here. After you did a selection, it's called a marquee. Moving hands. You can move your selection around. Alright. Now, you have multiple type of selections, and you also have freehands type of selection, even magnetic. We'll look into that. This is the magic wand. Magic wand is a selection tool. You want to select the inside of the circle, you select the inside of the circle right here. Okay, you want to select the outside, select the outside. Okay, now this is a cropping tool. Just go around, put it right there, you're cropping, and you can change, which is pretty useful, where you're going to adjust your cropping basically, and even change your pivot point, alright, for how you're cropping. Okay, the pivot point is the center point onto which things will happen. You know, if you're deforming something, that will do that from that point now. Okay, and when you're done, you just click on the arrow right here and you crop. Okay, you have the tester for colors, and a couple of options that we'll see later on, and you have the eraser also, and other option we'll look into later on, but those are the main ones for now for you guys. Okay, take it easy everyone.